Welcome to the Verdin Sports Show. G, we on the road, bro. We can't be held down by Cox Wi-Fi on the road. We are in the house of AT&T today, baby. G, how you feeling, man? It was a crazy weekend. Conference championship, college football playoff selection. What's up now?
For sure, man. With some good football this weekend, watching the conference championship games, seeing Tulane being able to get it done with all the distractions with John Summerall was good to see. Um, Shout out to my middle school team, tip of the middle Warriors. We won the Elite of the South tournament, going 6-0, beating
Damn.
CCL Middle School out of Baton Rouge, who was one of the better middle school teams in South Louisiana. So proud of my group of kids, man. But let's get it on and popping.
Let's go, man. Hey, winners win, G. Didn't you say today you got an opportunity? What's going on today? Y'all got a game today? What's up?
Yeah. We got another game today against arch rival Oaklawn Middle School. So we got them at home, so it's gonna be a packed house tonight. Can't wait.
The Tarpons, huh?
Yep.
They got a special place in my heart, G. I'll tell you one brief story, man. I was a young point guard, young bench warmer, if you will. I get out there in garbage time, man. Somebody trying to get me to break my ankles, man. They trying to get me to clamp them out there on the court, bro. You know what I had to do? I had to lock them up. G, I got my one second of fame out there. So Oakland, I know y'all remember that. Yeah, I know they thinking about that at night. But good luck out there tonight, Oakland. Come on, you know it's beef, man. Tip it about the murk, y'all. Y'all gonna get a 50 ball on. All right, I need to stop that talking. Coco in the chat. Why is Notre Dame out here acting like they're a bunch of little kids? Just wait. We got something for that. Business is business. Blake Baker, we got to keep the main thing right now. LSU lockdown. Quite frankly, one of the best defensive coaches that I've seen walk through that building in a long time. I ain't even going to lie to you. Blake Baker needs all the flowers in the world. He damn near turned into the heel of the Louisiana college football world, G, because at first Tulane is lit. Oh, we snatched LSU's chain. We got him. And then he doubles back, he stays. And now they're like, you know what? We didn't want him. We didn't even want him. Now they're trying to act like their pride's not hurt. I will double back to what you said, though, in terms of the staff being the biggest question mark. Obviously, the report comes out. Corey Raymond is good. Coach Olson is good. Coach Peoples on the staff as well. So them retaining those pieces, I feel like was a big factor. And I'll say one more thing before I toss it up to you, bro. He's getting $3 million a year at LSU. He's getting a raise. He does not have to move. He doesn't have to get a new job. If anybody in their right mind would say they are going to decline a raise at their current job, not change anything, you're tripping. I'm taking the raise, bro. I can't lie to you. How you feeling about it?
Kudos to Lane Kiffin. I know he's been getting a lot of flack from some of the fans about getting rid of Cortez Hankton. All the rumors going around about if he's parting ways with Frank Wilson, Brad Davis. People were saying Corey Raymond was out. Blake Baker was going to be out. Blake was really the only one that he came out and said he was retaining. But, Blake was considering his Tulane job. Lane Kiffin declined going to Atlanta for the SEC championship and going on college game day so he can get this done. So he can persuade Blake Baker that, look, if you my defensive coordinator, we going to have an opportunity to be one of the best teams in the country. I need you on my staff. Not only that, I'm going to allow you to bring 3 of your guys back. But you got to give me the D-line guy. You got to allow me to bring Elijah Robinson in. And I think they was able to come to an agreement on that. Not only that, you bumped them up in raise, bro. Right? I think Tulane offered him the head coaching job, and it was somewhere around $4 million. I'm not sure if it was this exact amount, but I heard it was somewhere around 3.7, 3.8. Right? Well, yeah, unless you're giving him $3 million, $3 million a year, bro. And he's going to be the second highest paid defensive coordinator in the country behind Penn State defensive coordinator Coach Knowles. So I think that says a lot about Lane understanding how pivotal Blake was going to be if he wanted to get this thing going in the right direction. And it's not only about because Blake is a good defensive coordinator and he knows what he's doing and he had the 15 best defense in the country, holding guys to 18 points a game, right? But it was bigger than that. Think about the big picture. Being able to retain guys on that side of the ball. Yeah, we know we won't go get guys in the portal, and we want to make sure we sign a good recruiting class from out of high school. But we always talk about this: being able to retain your guys and keeping Blake as a defensive coordinator, and being able to keep Coach Peoples, Coach Greg Olson, and Corey Raymond, the pioneer to DBU. I think that was pivotal because now a lot of those guys that's not draft eligible will be coming back next year under Blake Baker. So kudos to Lane Kiffin, man, for him getting that done.
Yep, the DJ Pickett's of the world, the Whit Weeks. I mean, all their decisions, I guarantee you, are influenced by
Dominic
this.
McKinley.
One more name too that I feel like not a lot of people are going to talk about or even worry about. PJ Woodland, bro. PJ Woodland. That's somebody that I think will be potentially influenced by this decision, who might not have been previously, especially when you're watching guys like Ashton Stamps in the portal. Mansour's obviously going to the NFL. I don't know about Jakeem Jackson and his eligibility, but I mean, look, you're going to be in a spot where DB, it's going to be a focal point. So if you can keep DJ and PJ, you're going to be in a damn good position. And then
And you got to remember before the season started when we was talking to Blake right around when fall camp was getting ready to start, and he said that PJ Woodland was somebody that he had a lot of belief in. But on first and second down, him and Coach Kelly kind of didn't see eye to eye because he felt like PJ Woodland was a liability in the run game. And Blake talked about it, bro, how he believed that PJ. He saw PJ was getting better and better at toward the end of his freshman year. And he challenged PJ to prove that in fall camp that he can be a willing tackler, that he wasn't gonna be a liability. And he did that, bro. He did that. And I think that played big dividends for PJ Woodland, knowing that my DC went to back for me when my head coach kind of was on the fence about me playing on first and second down. You know, Coach Kelly only wanted PJ Woodland to be a third down guy when it was in obvious passing situations. So I think that's big for Blake, showing that confidence in PJ. And I think that's why PJ is going to want to stick around.
And he deserved that shot, dog, because when you see the instinctiveness in him, the ability to be able to crash at the line of scrimmage, there was a couple plays I wrote down at practice, bro, where like he's breaking on the ball while he was supposed to be in coverage, coming back at the line. He's making the first play. It ain't AJ Halsey, it ain't Harold Perkins, it was PJ Woodland. Then obviously the interceptions, the pass deflections, he got a pick over Chardez that kind of got me wide-eyed a little bit, but he's got a very, very good presence. And I ain't gonna compare him to another instinctive DB, but come on, bro. Even if you get close to that, you're gonna be in a good spot. I wanted to say this too, like for the Tulane fans that are pissed at Blake making this decision. Let's just be real. Let's put the pride to the side, the bias, the ego, whatever you want to call it. Just talk football straight up. For the last 2 years, this dude's name has been one of the hottest names in terms of coaching searches. Now, I'm not saying he's gonna get a big, huge job, but this is not the first year that we have had this get brought up. I'll double down and say next year will obviously be a bigger opportunity because you can get the Oregon treatment, bro. Look at what the OC and DC just did. One of them's in the SEC at Kentucky. The other one's in the ACC at Cal. They had a very good run. People are like, all right, cool. They're putting some shit together. I will say right here, right now, Blake Baker goes out, puts out another top 10, top 15 defense, and LSU sniffs that playoff. Bro, he'll get a huge, huge job. Is Tulane a great job? Yes, one of the best G4 jobs. I'm still standing on business. Hell, they're in a college football playoff. And then it's his alma mater, so there's a relationship side of it too. But, gee, the facts are the facts are the facts. If he keeps it up, his stock will continuously go up. It's just, it is what it is. And I feel like this was a business decision for Blake. So, I mean, look, I hope that we get a good season. I hope that our defense is lights out for two reasons. One, you're going to get close to a playoff. Two, I think Blake Baker's going to get a bigger job. And that's my take. An ACC, maybe not an SEC, but bigger than the AAC. And it ain't no slight to him. But, I mean, come on, guys. That's going to help you recruiting. It's going to help you in building a roster. And, I mean, Tulane is one of the best AAC teams. I'm going to say that one more time before they jump on me. But I do think that he could get something bigger if he waits one more year.
You had to know once Lane gave in and said that he was going to allow him to bring three of his guys back on that side of the ball, and you're going to bump me and P. Blake knew that's what he wanted to be, and you can't blame him for it. You know, I understand that's his alma mater, and he was gonna go into a good situation because of what Willie Fritz and John Summerall did at Tulane. Right, they loved that program better than they found it. But I think Blake knows that having Lane Kiffin as the offensive mind on that as the head honcho at LSU to go along with his defense, he knows they got a good opportunity in front of them. Am I saying they're gonna win the national championship or be in the national championship race in year one? I'm not saying that, but I do think they're gonna be trending in the right direction, depending on how this portal goes and who they bring in. Keeping his staff intact on the defensive side, things are looking really, really good for LSU, bro. I think the next key is that, I mean, they did a good job with the recruiting class for 2026. Now it's gonna be the focus will be the portal, right? Who gonna play safety next year? Who gonna replace Tamarcus Cooley and AJ Halsey, right? Who gonna
Yep.
replace Perk? Who gonna replace
Mansoor.
Patrick Payton and Pyburn, right? Who gonna replace Mansoor Delane? Those are the question marks that's gonna have to be answered in the portal. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I think they off to the right. They're going in the right direction, being able to keep him a part of the purple and gold.
Yep, that's the biggest one right there. I can't lie to you. If you had this get changed, there were going to be a lot of question marks. Maybe not huge question marks that were going to be impending doom, but question marks nonetheless. The less questions you got to answer, G, the easier your job gets as a head coach. So that's a good start for sure. Let's talk about these conference championships, man. We had an interesting week. I can't lie. First things first, I've been harping on Tulane. I've been bagging them a little bit. Now it's time to give them some flowers. Shout out. You're in the playoff. The first Louisiana college football team in the expanded playoff, G. And this, I mean, it don't matter how you slice it, how you want to manipulate it. The facts are the facts are the facts. Whenever you look back in the history books, whatever the case may have, y'all can get 50 balled in Oxford, damn near like you did in the regular season. You still made the playoffs. So pat on the back. Pat on the back. Summerall got his guys in there. I was a little surprised. I think the rain, the weather might have played into North Texas slowing down a little bit, kind of similar to our conversation with A&M and LSU during the elements. But what was your reaction to seeing the guys get it done on Friday night?
Just a testament to John Summerall and what he has done in the culture. He continues to navigate with his players, bro. With all the distractions, with them knowing he's going to Florida, I thought North Texas was going to have an opportunity to come in there and win that game. Tulane's defense played lights out. I want to say they had 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions, and 1 fumble. And what does John Summerall hang his hat on? Defense. And that's what won them the game, bro. Kudos to them. I think that they just announced Will Hall, the offensive coordinator, passing game coordinator. He's going to be the head coach. We
Yep.
talked about it on the last episode, how they wanted to keep some continuity in that program. And with Napier taking the job at James Madison and Blake deciding to stay with LSU, I think that was the best decision for Tulane. So can't wait to see how this playoff going to map out when they play Ole Miss, especially with them playing Ole Miss for the second time this season.
Yeah. After that damn blowout, bro. Like, I mean, what was it, 45-10 in Oxford?
Yeah. But look, it's hard to beat a team twice in the same
Especially
season.
when you lose all that staff.
Hard to beat a team twice in the same season. And
Lose all
look,
that staff.
I listened to Pete Golden's press conference talking about this matchup against Tulane in the playoff, and you can tell he's very concerned. He's concerned from a standpoint of
Hold up. My dog going crazy.
you can tell he's concerned from a standpoint of they don't have Lane. You could tell that he's concerned from a standpoint of anytime you have to play a team for the second time in one season, especially with that game. I think that game was like week 3 or something like that. Tulane has gotten better since then. So I'm not saying Tulane gonna win the game, but I don't think it's gonna be anything like it was the first meeting.
And I like that because I shout out our guys at Boot Crew. They posted a picture the other day. I think it was yesterday, obviously with the selection Sunday. They were talking about the opportunity, and Tulane could do the funniest thing ever. And dude, I was being a smart ass. The first thing I thought was, yeah, and I could be the president. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I could do whatever. But the more that I think about this, the more that I kind of see the emotion in it, because not only is it Ole Miss in a scramble mode, I'm going to say something a little ridiculous because the situations are similar, but I just don't think that the morale is similar. I think Ole Miss kind of feels like somebody, I don't want to say gave up on them, but bro, that temperature changed a little quick inside that building. And then in Tulane's side, I feel like they're kind of having a last stand effort. I feel like the way they rallied around Summerall, obviously he's still able to coach the team, so that's the biggest factor in all of this. But it just doesn't seem like Tulane has the same mindset or problems or stress or pressure. Your back's against the wall. Not a lot of people are going to expect you to win. I think they're 17-point dogs. I think Tulane is in one of the best spots they could be. This is probably the best team they could have played, not only because they've gotten experience, not only because they've taken the trip to Oxford, but because, what team has the biggest question mark in the entire college football playoff? Here, I'll put the bracket up for y'all. What team has the biggest question mark besides James Madison? Sorry, because that one might be the easiest one. Bro, it might be Ole Miss. Everyone wants to know how are they going to play or what are they going to do, yada, yada, yada. There's a lot of things and a lot of moving parts there that I think could screw them up. So, yeah, I'm going to give credit right there to Tulane having a nice opportunity. Now, back to the conference championship conversation. Back to it. The SEC title. I feel like it's been getting a lot of scrutiny. People are hating on Alabama, bro. They lost 28-7, but listen, they lost 28-7 to the best team in college football. They won the SEC. I'm sorry. I'm about to get killed for saying it. Everyone's going to say Indiana's undefeated. They beat Ohio State. Yeah, cool. I get it. I'm sorry. This is my eye test. Is my eye test 100% right? Maybe not, G. But I'm going to trust it. I'm going to have to create a process and stick to it. And my process is telling me Georgia is one of the best teams. So I am not going to fault Alabama for losing to what I believe to be number one. Also, I'm not going to fault Alabama for getting in a conference championship game. And I'm not trying to say that they put up a great value and effort and all this good stuff. No, yeah, they got belt to ass. They did. They lost by 21. However, there are 3 other SEC teams in this field. I'll show it one more time, bro. You got Oklahoma in this field who had question marks, who lost one of their biggest games, who are in a situation where people could vouch for them not getting in. You got Georgia in here. You got A&M in here. You got Ole Miss, obviously. That's the 5th SEC team. How is Alabama going to get the flag? You're going to have 4 other SEC teams in there, 3 of them that didn't even get to this game. But because they lost one of the extra postseason games that you have the benefit of playing, now it's a drawback. I'm going to point out another thing. Notre Dame doesn't accept the bowl bid. Everybody's killing them, G. Man, college football's dying. College football's changing. And you might be right. You might be. I'm not here to debate that one. I'm just here to say that if you don't like Notre Dame declining a bowl bid, bro, then don't scrutinize Alabama for losing the SEC title. I'm not even going to sit here and advocate for anything remotely close to Alabama getting out of the playoff. They should not have been out of the playoff, bro. Did they lose to Florida State and it was tough? Yeah, they did. It's unfortunate. They had the ability to right their wrongs, and they did. They made it to Atlanta. If you are going, represent your conference, G. I don't think that game will be the nail in the coffin for you and your playoff ability. How did you make the game, but now we're wondering if you're even a playoff caliber team? Are there teams that potentially got snubbed? Of course. Notre Dame being the biggest one, bro, join a conference. It's simple. You're upset that other people have extra games. Dog, you could have an extra game. It's simple. Join a conference. Now, can you sustain yourself, be an independent, make enough money, and be able to support everything? Yeah, of course, and they've been doing it. So shout out to South Bend. But when moments like this happen, I don't get why people are upset. Oh, Alabama's in. Yes, Alabama made it to Atlanta, bro. What's the toughest conference championship game to make it to? It's the SEC, G. I'm giving you your ability to be able to react to my soapbox moment here because it's weird to me. I don't get it. Maybe I'm missing it, though. Maybe I'm missing something.
I mean, I think Bama has an argument to why they deserve to be in the playoff. I think Notre Dame has a slight argument. But I think Vanderbilt is the team that should be in the playoff. They have the most to gripe about out of everybody. When you look at Notre Dame, they had 2 opportunities early on in the season against Miami and against Texas A&M. And I know they lost both of those games by a combined of 4 points. But if you lose to A&M but beat Miami or vice versa, and one of those other losses come to Pittsburgh or USC, I think Notre Dame is in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. I think they're in the playoffs. So it's not like they didn't have chances on their schedule to make sure they got in this playoff. They started the year off 0-2, right? And they dug themselves a hole. Now, kudos to them for running all, 11th Street, 10th Street? Yep, but their best wins came against Pittsburgh and USC. Don't get me wrong, Pittsburgh, solid program. I think they ranked 23 in the country. USC, solid program. I think they ranked, 19 or 18 in the country?
Right around there.
That's not the same as beating Miami and Texas A&M. So with that being said, I think Notre Dame had a slight argument, but not a good enough argument, in my opinion. Vanderbilt is the team that should be having the most gripe about this, in my opinion. Now, Bama, let's get to them. They lose to Florida State week 1, horrible loss. Florida State went 5-7. Getting blew out to Georgia is my issue. It's not that they lost; it's getting blown out. And bro, they look horrible. I mean, Georgia scored out of the 4 touchdowns on Saturday. 3 of the touchdowns came on 5 plays or less. I mean, that's atrocious. You mean to tell me You're not even gonna make them have a methodical drive where they gotta go 8 to 10 to 12 plays to score, right? 3 of their drives they scored in 5 plays or less. They couldn't run the ball. I think they averaged like 1.7 yards a carry on Saturday. It just was a walking piece of mediocrity what I was watching against Georgia. Georgia dominated them, bro. That's the only thing about Bama that I have a lot of question marks about. If the game had came down to the wire, if they had lost by 1 possession, I could kind of understand people saying that Bama deserves to be in. But you get blown out in a championship game after just having a nail biter with Auburn, it makes you question, do they really deserve to be in the playoff?
So I'll be devil's advocate for a moment. I see where you're coming from. This is what I think is going to be my credit. So one, at least they got a victory over Georgia in the regular season to where it's a 1-1 head-to-head record. And then the second thing is the Jam Miller absence. Because look, I picked Georgia on the show. So I knew Georgia
Jam Miller ain't been playing good.
No, he hasn't. But I do think that it threw a wrinkle in things. Because whenever we were talking, breaking the game down, one of the biggest things that gave me confidence in slamming some Georgia money line, shout out Kirby Smart, was the absence of Jam Miller. Now, is it the do or die moment? Should you have a next man up? 100%, bro. You're a playoff team. Injuries happen. This is the name of the game. You always have to have that luck on your side. I feel like if they didn't play Georgia this year and they were 0-1 against them, then all right. But I don't know. I just think that the fact that you're 1-1, yeah, it's the SEC title game. Yeah, you lost by 21. I just don't know if I'm penalizing a team for losing a conference title game just because of the slippery slope that you're about to get on, bro. Because now you got teams already wondering if getting to an SEC title game matters because of hosting a playoff game and all this great stuff. I think Ole Miss is hosting. Now Oklahoma's hosting Bama. A&M's hosting. So, like, bro, 3 teams that didn't even make the SEC title game are going to get a home playoff game. So there is a arguable benefit to not making a conference title. Now, if you hold Alabama out from losing it, I think now you really do alter the fabric of college football. So I guess my take is it's just funny because I see people saying Notre Dame, they should have did a bowl game. They should have do this, college football this, college football that. Like, bro, yeah, I get it. But also I could see the fallout from like a butterfly effect from this, if you will. And maybe not. Like, maybe not. I don't know. But I thought that was an interesting one right there.
And some people, man, we got to start bringing the eye test into this. All right, yeah, we look at the strength of schedule. We look at who you lost, so we look at who you beat. We look at the margin of error and things like that. But sometimes we gotta go off the eye test. And if I'm going off the eye test over the last 4 to 5 weeks with Bama, they have not looked like a playoff team. You know, and it started with the LSU game. I don't know what has happened, but they have not looked like themselves, bro. Running the ball, non-existent. Ryan Williams, disappearing X. The defense has been up and down, up and down, up and down. I just don't know what has happened to Bama over the last 4 to 5 weeks. So I think when you look at it from that perspective, that's what makes people question if Bama really deserved to be in this playoff.
And then, so the last question. So you would put Vandy in over Bama?
Yep, for sure.
And
I think Vandy definitely deserves to be in this playoff over Alabama. I for sure think that.
And do you think most people would replace them with Notre Dame, though? Because that's the vibe I'm getting is people wanting Notre Dame in over Bama.
No, I think I would have still chose Bama over Notre Dame. Again, let's go back to what I said. Notre Dame, they scheduled properly. You had Miami, you had A&M in the beginning of the season. And look, I know you lost by a combined of 4 points to both of those teams, but you lost. You had your opportunity. You should have at least split 1-1 with them. Your 2 best wins was against Pittsburgh and USC. That's not good enough.
No, right. Let's get to our guy Hanville in the chat, man. Hanville, this might be my favorite commenter, bro. Him or Damon, I don't know. Hanville dropped a 5 ball. Fellas, any names you're hearing that Lane going to target in the portal? Any legs to Nico or Ryan Williams rumors? Gee, that Ryan Williams rumor.
The Nico rumor that I've been talking about for about a good 2 or 3 weeks now, that is a real thing. Is it gonna happen? We'll see. That's a work in progress. I know Lane trying to figure out what's gonna happen with this ruling with Trinidad Chambers, right? I think that's the different. That's what brings a different dynamic to the situation when we talk about the quarterbacks. So,
yep.
And I don't know when that rule is going to come, Right, Nico, right now, people willing to deal it right now. You know what I mean? Like, people trying to figure out where they're going. Right? You got a lot of third parties involved. Nico probably got a top 3 right now. I mean, you heard Austin Simmons' daddy come on that podcast with your boy in Miami, and he already talking about LSU, Miami, and Baylor. I think he said. Did he say Baylor? But
Let's see.
whoever the third team was, he already got a top 3 already. So Nico got a top 3.
Bottom line, I know.
I think the key to this is, when will they find out about this ruling with Trinidad Chambers? And I got a feeling it ain't gonna be till after the national championship. Now the whole Ryan Williams rumor thing, I had a chance to talk to somebody that plays for Alabama. I got a chance to talk to one of their uncles, and he did say that is a real thing, that Ryan Williams is trying to come to LSU. Again, will it happen? Who knows? But it is a real thing that he's supposed to be trying to pursue LSU. The whole $2 million thing, though, I don't think that's true.
And then you got the Trinidad Chambers AT&T commercial. Shout out AT&T, man. Gotta keep plugging the boys. You seen him talking about transferring, taking the best.
Bro, what about all the people that came at my top when I was talking about Trinidad Chambers? Now everybody jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah, dude, hold up. I forgot about that. Wait a minute. Hold up. We got rewind. That is actually hilarious. I'm sorry. People, hey, that's funny though. That, you know what that means? That verifies this right here. That's what that verifies. So shout out. Did they get him a CFB? They got him a CFB yet or what?
Yeah, he I think what he rated like 86. He got 80, he got like 86 speed, 85 speed.
We got bumped that up.
I play with him a lot, bro.
Man, me and CFB, we haven't been getting along lately, man. I made I'm getting off topic, but I made a little dynasty, man. Lenny Bitcoin. He at Florida right now. Man, it's tough, bro. I know
Lenny Bitcoin? Wow.
Lenny Bitcoin. Wow. Yeah. Shout out Bitcoin, man. Come on. What can I say? I understand Billy Napier gripes though, bro. It's tough, bro. It's not easy going to the SEC in a swamp. I'm trying not to back down though. All right, business is business. Let's look through this one more time. The chat. I'm trying to see if anybody got some questions in here to jump. And also, Simmons' dad's a straight shooter, 100%. No BS.
Yeah, he was dropping some gems on the. And for any parents that has a kid that's coming up in any sport, go listen to Austin Simmons' dad in that interview, bro. That is somebody that has a good understanding on how this process works. That's somebody that has a good understanding that's not overzealous over their kid and is very realistic. He gets it, bro. I think that's why you're gonna see wherever Austin Simmons ends up. That's why you're gonna see that kid be successful, because of his support system. His dad understands it, bro. I was really impressed with his thought process on that podcast.
I agree. Yeah, the people around you the most important, especially in this developmental spot, because like they fill you up with BS, garbage in, garbage out. Put it that way. Whatever you put in, you're gonna get out of the situation. All right, before we get out of here, I want to try to put us on the spot, man. National championship predictor. I can't say that Georgia's the number 1 team and I ride with my guy Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart was good. I think you're winning the Natty, buddy.
You giving it to him right now?
Giving it to him right now? Come on. Premature. Let's go.
I think it's a toss-up between 3 teams. I think it's a toss-up between Ohio State, A&M, and Georgia.
A&M is plus 1,700.
Yeah, I think one of those 3 teams gonna win the Natty, bro. Georgia playing at a high level. I think that loss against Texas really was a blessing in disguise for A&M. I think you're gonna see them make a run. Are they on opposite sides of the bracket? Does A&M and Georgia have a? Let me see.
No, they're on the same side. They'd play not the next game, but the one after that in the semis. Hypothetically.
See, man. See, the 3 teams I pick on the same side.
Damn it! Yeah, that's tough. So I'm
gonna be real with you, bro.
Bro,
Texas Tech gonna be in the national championship.
Yeah, because bro, look who they playing. Well, Oregon might bust them.
Nah, Oregon got a lot of injuries, bro. They missing Evan Stewart, right? Evan Stewart got hurt right before the season started. Decorian Moore, I don't know if he's gonna be back in time by the time they play Texas Tech. Their third receiver, somebody they got 3 receivers that's hurt. Evan Stewart, DeCorin Moore. I forgot the third one. So they got a lot of injuries in their receiving core. I just don't know if you can go the distance without having all of your guys. Bama been playing not themselves over the last 5 weeks. I think John Mathieu has taken a step back ever since the finger injury. So I just don't see them being able to get there. And I think Indiana is a good team. I think Texas Tech is a more balanced team. I think Texas Tech is loaded on both sides of the ball, and we can go back and watch a couple of episodes before the season even started. Who I said was my biggest sleeper out of all the teams in college football before the season started. I said Texas Tech. We got to do a playback because I know some of our viewers probably think I'm capping right now.
That Earl money, man. That Earl
Yeah.
money. Come on, that collective. They
Yeah.
put it together this season.
This bottom side of the bracket is just it's bad, bro. Like when I say bad, it's difficult. Like, bro, Miami, Texas A&M, Georgia, Ohio State,
Defending
Lord,
champs. You got the SEC champs, the defending champs, and then you
man,
got 2 of the top 8 teams all year, damn near.
that's tough,
Yeah,
bro. That's tough. Whoever get out of that bottom side, bro, they gonna be there went through a gauntlet.
yeah.
Especially like A&M, right? If A&M beat Miami, they come back and beat Ohio State. They come back and beat Georgia. That might be the most impressive run out of any college football playoff that we've ever seen.
You'd have to beat the number 1 team, theoretically. You'd have to be the number 1 SEC team, and then, bro, there's a real option to face the Big 10 or Big 12 champion in the Natty. So yeah, it's going to be a path of most resistance, if you will. I have one statistic that I wanted to read to you before we got out of here because I was giving some flowers to Curt Cignetti, right? He got his Big 10 title yesterday, Saturday. My bad. I'm getting premature here. 13-10, very big defensive game. However, a win is a win is a win. In his second year, he got a Big 10 title, right? Okay, so I had to do some research, bro. I'm like, come on, man. How rare is that? Matter of fact, I don't think it's that rare at all. Ryan Day at Ohio State in his first year, he did it, which surprised the shit out of me. I can't lie. Urban Meyer, in his first year, he went 12-0, had some sanctions. Next year, made the Big 10 title game, lost it, and then he won it the following year. So it took him 3 seasons. So Cignetti got him by 1. G, Jim Harbaugh, I'm sorry I had to bring this up, G. It took him 7 years, G. I'm sorry. I had to bring it up. Big 10 title, 7 years. You got it, though. I mean, look, you got it. You got it done. So I just wanted to bring it up for the
Rome wasn't built in a day.
It wasn't. I'll give you that.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. Everybody's process is different. Everybody's path is different.
Comparisons is the thief of joy, man. We can't look at Ohio State over there and see the grass.
And when Ryan Day took over Ohio State, all he had to do was just not mess it up. Jim Harbaugh took over a Michigan program that was a dumpster fire. So that was the difference.
I see. JTL with the jokes in the chat saying Kurt Pekin and a head coach at 65. Come on, baby. Like Nick Saban. Google him, dog. Google him. A&M versus Miami. Super intriguing. That's a matchup. A&M probably going to smush him. I'm sorry. I think A&M got a nice opportunity. I think Georgia going to go through the whole damn thing, though. But what do I know? I don't know. I picked Ohio State to beat Indiana, and they can't make a damn field goal, G. I'm making that field goal. Matter of fact, one day, I'm going to get you to film me on a football field at the 20-yard line, blasting that thing through the uprights. I will put my money where my mouth is, bro. Everybody that's watching the stream will get $5 from me if I don't make it. Watch. I'm making it. Put pressure on me. Let's go.
Easy to say, harder to do.
I did it in gym one day. One time, one moment, I did it in gym. So now I'm hanging my hat on that forever. That's like my own moment where I'm just like, I could do that. I'm a couch coach right now. So I'm going to have to – it is hard to do. But I think I'm ready to put my money where my mouth is. I can't lie. Y'all going to have to hold me to it. Before we get out of here, Misha Kant from Damon Wilson. Come on.
Chill out, man. Chill out, man. Chill out, man. Watch him out. Watch him out.
Appreciate everybody in the chat. Hanville, thank you for the 5 ball, man. I appreciate that. You helped me buy my Red Bull today. So that's very sweet of you.
Stop drinking the Red Bulls, man. I don't want to see you go in cardiac arrest.
Yeah, you're right. All right. You're right. I'm going to stick to
the slow down, man. You can't be drinking them things on a regular basis like that, bro.
All right. You're right. You're right. I appreciate it, G. You're looking out for me, man. Good luck tonight in the game, bro. I hope you smush Oklahoma. Like I said.
Trying to keep our undefeated streak alive, man. We are 14-0. 14-0.
How many games y'all got total?
Like 32.
Okay, so you halfway there. You halfway there. We can't get complacent yet, though.
Nah, I ain't looking. I'm not looking ahead. I'm taking it one game at a time. I'm trying to just keep going, stacking days, baby steps.
Chop wood and carry that water, G. Let's go. I want to come back on Wednesday with a W. With a W, baby. Appreciate your time. Appreciate everybody's time in the chat. Hit that thumbs up, and we're out of here. Y'all have a good day.